What time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, he's back from the dead. Your show. Putting it on the map, yeah. Saskatoon. Right next to New York. New York. Yeah, what show, yeah? Your show. What time is it? Your show. Yeah, time to talk some shit, yeah. Your show.
You've tuned in, yeah?
Yeah, fun Maggie. Bark, bark, wolf, wolf, who wants a treat, yeah? Keep listening.
Hello and welcome to the Wednesday edition of Your Show. As our spooktacular week continues, you can see it all around here. We got a very spooky border, thanks to our main man, Royal Anders. Still, as far as we know around here, the only live show on YouTube from 4 to 5 p.m., Monday to Friday on YouTube in Saskatoon, and we are oh so proud and honored to be able to say that, because it's pretty darn cool. We are also a little bit known now for making up categories that we are number one in, including today's category where we are number one on YouTube in shows that are not going the way they were supposed to. We'll leave it at that. Number one, baby. Also, we love kicking the show off around here with our beautiful, sweet mascot. She is Maggie, and she has her own camera. And here is the proof. It's the Maggie Cam. Proudly brought to you by our incredible pals over at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer, Mike and Rochelle, as well as their beautiful puppy, Leroy, always there to make sure you have the greatest day of your life. And if you go there after hours, you will also receive that same service from Kirsten, Char, and Chris. That's including the weekends, so be sure to go by and say hello. And there's still some time for you to go pick up some Halloween outfits and treats and toys for your beautiful little animals. It's the best place in the world, man. Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer. Thank you again to them for being so fantastic all the time. Now Maggie starts her countdown to when she gets to eat food. And I'm pretty sure I got an alarm about to go off here, because I remember putting something in the alarm, but I'm not sure what it was. But now I remember, and I'm going to wait till it goes. As we wait to link up with our first two guests, I'm getting some thumbs up here, so hold on here, Phenom. Phenom's on the ones and twos today. Say hello, Phenom. There he is. Yeah, just a hand. The guy is just a hand. It's very, very cool. I'm just waiting for this alarm to go off. Come on, girl. It'll go right away. So tomorrow for our Halloween Spooktacular, we got a couple plans for you. Hardcore has sort of taken over the reins as what we'll be doing and how it will be going down. And she wanted to come in early, which I'm quite excited for, because she's got a there it is, whole bunch of props for us. Yeah, the big birthday. A very special happy birthday to my sweet, beautiful Verno. My sweet, sweet man. One of my oldest friends, one of my sweetest, dearest friends. He's probably gotten me out of more trouble than anyone else on earth, and I really appreciate that about him. He's an absolute legend of a human being. So if you know my man Vern, make sure to wish him a very happy birthday. And to Vern, I love and appreciate you forever and always. And thank you for keeping me alive all these years. It's greatly, greatly appreciated. I knew there was an important alarm there. See, the brain doesn't hold anything now. It used to hold a tiny little bit of stuff, but now, since already today we've done invoices, we've done emails, we've checked on other invoices, we've edited shows, we've built new shows. Everything that we've done just sort of takes away a little bit from the next one, until you have nothing left. So now I'm just like, bruh. Luckily, we got guys here who know how to carry shows. And we like to show them off in Zoom formation. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Wednesday. That means it's time for us to take a trip all the way over to the other side of the world and check in with Coach number one. Hey, look at that. He looks a little bit like a daredevil, dare I say. You did say you were going to be wearing that helmet like Coach 2 did last week.
You guys are gonna.
It's Happy Halloween, Gaza.
Happy Halloween! The spooktacular continues. Coach number 2 is also in the house. He looks like he's doing some business, though. You think he's up to something? What's he doing? He's talking to people. How you doing, Coach? Coach 2?
People want his attention.
Yeah, he's very busy. How you
Me?
doing? Yeah, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good. I just warning the family that I'm in a new location. I'm just at the kitchen island, and if they talk, they're going to be on the show, so they are now quiet.
Yeah, we heard a little bit of that. It's all good. They're always a part of the show. Your family is our family, man. Me family, Sue family. Is that what they say?
I don't know. I think it's Casa, maybe.
Oh yeah, me castle, you castle. That's the one.
Right. I don't
Well
know if it's a
done.
castle.
Well, maybe not.
Unless
Maybe not yours.
Adrian might have a castle. I don't know how Adrian. I'm not understanding. You see how it says Dad above there? Is that correct?
Where are you seeing
Yeah,
Dad?
it's in crazy. For
Where's
me, it's in reverse, but on the actual camera, we're good. So never mind. I thought it was backwards. I was
Hey,
jealous of AJ. He's nice and clear, so he obviously has a better camera than I have on my
hold
laptop.
hold on one second. Is it Halloween right now for you there, Coach number one?
Absolutely. We've kicked off already.
Wow.
Well, actually, we haven't. I have. I just put the helmet on. I was down in the garage at 8:59 this morning going, where the heck did I put that thing? And there was a spider on it, and I had to wipe it all off. And
Ooh, what kind of
this is
spider?
actually you. Oh, I don't know, like
Big one?
daddy long legs. It wasn't like a
Oh, okay.
no. Yeah, it was massive. It was like what? No. The helmet is actually it's Evil Knievel, and it
Yeah.
was used in some ads when I worked at a health insurance company here. It was actually used in the ads, and then we kept the costume, and then I don't know if this is good or bad. Somehow I ended up with the costume, but it's all wrecked. But the helmet is still going.
You have a jumpsuit?
There was a jumpsuit, but it got all flaky. All the white stuff started peeling off, and it just made a big mess all the time. So I had to quit wearing it.
You should just get like a red mechanics uniform, kind of like overalls, a little red thing with no flashy stuff on it. That would look sharp.
I thought you were gonna say just wear red overalls with no shirt underneath.
Nice.
That would also look sharp.
I like that.
You're looking pretty fit, so I'd say you should do it.
Okay, we'll give it a whirl.
Very well done. Coach 2, I know it's not Halloween on this side of planet Earth yet, so you're not dressed up. Are you going to be dressing up tomorrow?
I will be. Yeah, I'm going to dress up as a coach
Nice.
because we have a hockey practice. So I'm going to wear maybe the jacket that I wear all the time. See, here's the thing, Gary. I was on the show yesterday, and I like dressing up, but I don't like dressing up for Halloween. Like I'll wear costumes when maybe it's least expected. Just like, oh, what are you dressing up for? And I think it's hilarious. I kind of have that sense of humor. Like can be Halloween all year long. I don't need to make a big to-do for that night. So yeah.
So every day is Halloween for
So-
you. I see what you're saying. No. Yeah.
That's a good way of looking at it, Gary. Because I was like,
Thank you.
I was gonna say, so do you open up or give people gifts every day, but on Christmas, or have
Dude.
Easter eggs?
Yeah, I would say sometimes you give someone a gift. You can always be nice if they need a gift, right? Doesn't have to be Christmas to cheer somebody up.
No, but there's one designated day of the year where you do make a big deal out of it, and
That is true. Yeah, that's Christmas.
You know, I can give you a cross reference for this one. Every year on April 20th, everybody celebrates THC in a big way. And I've always been highly against it because as a guy who is medicated with THC, I've always thought every day is 420 for a guy like me. So I don't know why we have to go out and promote it on this one big day. But it's sort of like you guys just explained. It's more celebrating the fact that it's around there instead. And there's been a back and forth. I've always had a big issue with all the guys that roll up like the 6 paper joints for 420. And what are you doing for 420? I hate that sort of culture side of it, but I understand why it's there. And it's sort of just what you guys just went through. Every day
all
is
right.
Halloween.
Well, it'd be interesting to see what the show's like on April 20th. Then
It'll be the exact same. I promise you there will be no difference whatsoever. But what is Halloween like on the other side of the world there, Adrian? What goes on over there? You guys got any spooky traditions?
it's getting much popular. Like we moved when Jack's 17. Let's say 7, 8 years ago when he was 8 or 9. It wasn't very big. And so we would take the kids trick-or-treating, and some places had candy, some didn't. So they would just go and grab some food from their pantry. So you'd get these random offerings. And then we had one year, our neighbor next door, who we don't really spend much time with, but then there was a group of like 12 kids because I was making this a big deal and all the kids loved it. And she just yelled at the kids and she said, "This isn't America. We don't celebrate Halloween in Australia. And this is like a group of kids who are like 4 years old to 10 years old. And they're just looking up all excited. They're in their costumes and she just berated them.
Was
So anyways,
she,
we
was
don't
she
go there
dressed
anymore,
up?
but it is.
Was she dressed up like an angry old lady or a witch or something? Like was she in character?
Well, she's probably like Maisie a little bit. Like she dresses like that all the time.
She lives the gimmick.
Right. So, but now it's much more popular. Like today I was dropping Ryan off. The houses are done up. And typically the kids now only go to homes that have Halloween stuff outside. That's kind of the signal to go, yep, come here and you'll get something. So I'm like Maze or Coach, 2. I'll be dressing up as a coach tonight because we've got training for baseball.
Jeez.
That's the indicator. I hear you can go to a town just not far from Martinsville, and if you drive by at night and the garage door is open 2 inch, that means something else too. But it's usually married couples hinting to other married couples. But anyway, that's what I hear. But it's good for Halloween. It's like if someone decorates the house, you know where to go for Halloween. If someone's got lights on their house for Christmas time, you know where to go sing a Christmas carol. If you're going caroling, you might not go to the house that has nothing and a beat down car and someone that would be very angry and abrasive all year long. Maybe don't try and sing a Christmas carol. You can maybe leave a card or a gift, but maybe don't interrupt their evening, you know?
I think those indicators are probably really important because, yeah, if you went to the wrong house, say if the garage door wasn't open with a certain expectation, then who knows what could happen.
You'd be in for a shock for sure.
Interesting.
What's the address of this place, Coach Number 2?
There's a couple, AJ. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
like a live,
understand
show from there, a remote show.
Yeah, there could be a different show. Yeah, an on location, live from the garage, the opening. But you know what's funny is like if you leave your garage door open 2 inches, that's prime spot for mice to get in as well. So I just wonder how clean these houses are. You know.
Yeah, you'd hope they're pretty clean.
You'd hope so.
maple bugs get in too.
Tons of maple bugs getting in this time of year too, Gary. That would be terrible.
It's not good.
Just go to a party where you're throwing your keys in a bowl and it's just, oh geez, maple bugs everywhere.
I'm out. I'm turning this pineapple right side up and I'm out of here. I see what you guys are saying. Very humorous.
You're wearing the right helmet for one of those parties, AJ, for sure.
All right, I'm going to get us back on track here as we hang out with Coach Number 1 and Coach Number 2. It is our little Wednesday roundtable where we always talk about all the most important things, including Halloween. What are we giving away there, Coach Number 1? What's a hot Aussie gift to give away during Halloween?
I think Nicole just got these bags of chocolate bars. Nothing massive. There's no chips. Like that was always the big thing. Either proper sized chocolate bars. Like if we were going on Wilson Crescent, you actually mentioned these guys last week or one time, the Bassettes.
Yes, Mike and Matt Bassett. You betcha.
So they lived across the back alley from us, but their house always gave proper size chocolate bars.
Yeah.
So those would be the houses you'd visit multiple times and try to go there without getting caught or seeing there multiple times. The old Dutch chips, that was always the one too, that if a house gave that out, that got a repeat visit. But here, nobody's really gone that big yet. So maybe this year will be different. But to be honest, I don't think the kids are even going. She's 12. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we're just bad parents and haven't hyped it up enough.
I don't think it's your fault. I think it's Australia's fault. I'm gonna blame your entire continent here, your country, continent, whatever we're calling it, because this is when we grow up, it's ingrained into our brains. This is what you do for Halloween, and it sounds like out there you guys are barely even you don't even know what kind of chocolates you're giving away, bro.
I don't think that's reflective of the country. It's probably just reflective of my
your
involvement in that part of our household.
Okay, that's fair. Coach Number 2, what are you giving away over there in Martinsville?
Well, we've done different things every year, so it depends. Sometimes we've been out lots, so the I mentioned that before. The boys used to have an event, or they still do, but we don't go to it as much at their school, kind of like a fun night. I was mentioning that yesterday on the show, and
love
they
fun
have
nights.
little games set up and they earn their candy that way. And to get in as a parent, you got to bring a box of chocolates, or one per kid. So everyone ends up going home just with an array of things. It's pretty awesome. But when we do that, then we would leave something on our doorstep. So it might be a couple candies in a bowl, and it's like, please take one. And you just trust the kids in the neighborhood are doing that. One year we left a couple boxes of pop, so everyone could take a pop and a candy. We thought that was pretty neat to hydrate along the way. This year, a guy I work with was doing a fundraiser selling boxes of chips. So I bought 3 boxes of that, and I failed to remind Sarah. So she went to Costco yesterday and she bought a box of Miss Vicky's chip bags, little chip bags, and then also some a Reese's peanut butter combination thing. So we got loads of stuff. I don't want to give you the wrong impression, Gary. I have fun giving things out. So there was one year at my folks' house, they had to go out. So they were a little bit busy when I was in my apartment. So they were out for the night. They're like, could you watch our house? So for sure. So I went over there and I cranked some Misfits.
Yeah.
Just loud so you could hear it as you're approaching the house, and opened the door, and had a vibe going, I think, as Brooksy would say, right? And
You got Riz, Maze.
It
You got Riz.
was just listening to music, handing out candy. But yeah, I've had fun with it. I like handing the candies out more than anything. Usually there's a hockey game on, watch hockey, listen to loud tunes, give people candy.
What about as a kid? Because you had siblings. We all had siblings, and we did this with our kids when they were really young. But they come home and they've got a bag of stuff, and we would want to look through all of it to make sure that there wasn't any, I don't know, poison candy or
razor blades. Yeah.
And what we found is that the older kids would always get more candy than the little kids. So what we did is we put it all in the middle, and we did a draft. So like everybody took a turn and choosing what they wanted, just to make sure that everybody got the same. But I don't know. Do you guys still check candy? Do you do anything like that?
Well, Sarah trained the kids to organize their candy, kind of thing. So it's like that was always a big thing. But they just leave it in a heap. But then she's like, no, you each need to get a bag for the chips and a bowl for the chocolate bars and another bowl for this, and organize them. So as they're organizing, we're looking over and making sure there's not razor blades or poison apples or notes or little gummies that don't look like gummy bears, and they're loose and they have little sparkly sugars on them, and they're not going to be all looped out when they got to go to school the next morning.
Yeah, and I also think you said something there, AJ, about older trick-or-treaters getting more candy than the younger ones. I think that has more to do with just bribing them so they won't mess up with your house later with the toilet paper or the flaming bags of poop or anything like that. Which brings us to our next question here as we hang out with Coach 1 and Coach 2 on the Wednesday edition of your show. Any shenanigans that you've either been a part of or have been around or have had done to you during Halloween? Let's start with Coach number 2 on this one. You get into trouble during Halloween?
Like growing up?
Or being done to you? You have any kids where like they get you so you're like, I can't be mad at that. That's a great prank?
Yeah, I think, there's been some times I've been out and about and kids would try to bully and steal some stuff or whatever, but I was able to defend myself pretty good growing up. So there was never that big of a deal. I know I was with a kid, I won't call him out, but I could. He's grown up to be a good adult, but we were going trick-or-treating. He was trying to impress me. So he kind of grabbed a kid and threw him over, and his candies fell all over the place. And I'm just like, that's not necessary. Go pick his stuff up and give it back to him. And he's like, okay. And he went and did it. So that was kind of cool. Yeah, I'm not big on the bully front, but I think I've probably been a class clown that has verged into being a bully. And I've thought about that a lot over the years when I then coach kids or teach my kids on how to behave and stuff like that, that it's like, sometimes you think you're being funny for a few people, but other people don't like it. So yeah, no, I didn't get into too much trouble. That year we set a bowl out of candy and set the pops out. The pops were gone, and then the bowl was thrown like across the street on the lawn. So someone was probably upset that there was none left at the end. But that was the worst thing that's happened. No toilet paper all over the trees, or no egg in the house yet that I can tell. But I'd find those people. I'm kind of like Liam Neeson in that way, where I would find you. I would find your parents' house.
Okay.
And I would kill them. No, just
Oh, jeez.
Hey.
What about you there, AJ?
No killing here, Coach Comma 2.
That's right.
I don't remember much of that. I can remember like walking by cars and they'd be egged or something.
Yeah.
I used to go trick-or-treating with a guy named Dan Galles. I think he's a principal or a vice principal, definitely a teacher within the school system. And he's like 6. He was always tall. Like he's probably 6'6". I don't know, like extremely tall. So when we would go, say in like grade 4 or 5, they would always ask us, "How old are you?" Because they always thought he was a high schooler or too old to be trick-or-treating. So there'd be times where we'd get turned away because some of the houses didn't think it was appropriate for older kids to be trick-or-treating. But
Right.
I just had this friend of mine who was a giant, and so we kind of got ripped off there. But maybe we should have egged their houses afterwards. But
Well, see, I've been saying this since forever, where once I stopped being able to go to houses and get free candy, that's when Halloween died for me. So I've never been a big fan of Halloween in general, be it the parties or all the other stuff. I did roll around with the crew, though, that decided to pull off. There it is. Sorry, I just got a little sneak peek at what's coming up next. We have one person in costume right now, and it's very, very impressive. The cream's rising the top over there, bud. Well done. So we decided to pull off the old poop in a bag trick and light it on fire and let it go. And by we, I mean like there was a couple people, and I was just sort of like on the outside looking in as a part of it. But we did use my beautiful dog Snuffy's, real name Snuffles, from Snuffleupagus. He's a Shih Tzu. We used his poop for this thing. I was like, I know where there's some poop guys in the backyard. Yeah, the Shih Tzu poop. And so we threw it in a paper bag, and then we went to the Target and, lit it on fire on the front step and ran away, and we were all too slow. And then like a couple people got caught, and it was like a thing. I was like, what are you doing? And the whole time I was thinking to myself, like, why does anyone do this? It's not even fun. Like, apparently you're supposed to get a rush out of it or something. But I was like, this is like, guys, why aren't we getting candy? Like, we're sitting here wasting our candy time. Because this was when we were on like the verge of being like pushed out. So it was like, you're right in the middle of it, candy or like go and cause trouble. And that's when I learned that the flaming bag of poop trick isn't as cool as it looks in Billy Madison, basically, was the moral of that story.
I would have thought out of all of them, Gaza, I would have thought that would have been the one that would be the most fun to do. Like if you could pull it off and watch.
Yeah. Like if you can see,
if
you can see old man Clemens, it's poop again. Yeah, he hates shit, you know what I mean? So if it's done that way, it's fantastic. But in real life, as most things, when you try to impersonate from movies, not as cool as it looks on the big screen. So that was sort of a very good learning experience for all of us. But the same thing, though, like the toilet paper and the eggs and all that stuff, I've been on the other side of all that, and it's never fun at all. Go ahead there, Coach.
No, I'm with you. I think the rush is not getting caught. I think when you get caught, that you're up here and you get down here real quick. I don't know if you can see my hand on the camera there, but it was above it and then below the camera line there. It was high there, and then low, deflating very quickly. So I think if you do some weird things and just even ring ginger and knocking on the door and saying trick or treat and then not being there, I think I did that a couple times and we thought that was funny, where someone would answer the door and no one's there. So they'd be confused and they'd look around and it's like, okay, whatever, you don't get candy. So it's like, so we did that. So different extent, but yeah, we didn't crap in a paper bag and put it on a doorstep and then not have a good hiding spot and then get caught.
You don't have to be, it doesn't have to be a human poop there, Mace. The dog poop works okay.
I do have something. Can we go a different direction here before we time out?
Sure, we got 5 minutes. You bet.
Okay, perfect. So 2 things. We played a hockey game the other day. So a game, and there was about 6 kids on this team, and we're at that age now where they're not interested in the game, and this isn't the highest level of hockey anymore. So they're more interested in taking cheap shots at our players. And so in the dressing room, actually on the bench. I was just like, I said, none of you should feel scared or be nervous to play a game of hockey when we're just going to have fun. So if there's someone that's taking cheap shots or taking liberties, we have rules to not take blatant penalties. But if you need to send a message, you guys make that choice on your own. So we did that. One of the proudest moments I've been of my son ever. Just laid a kid out. It was beautiful. And this kid cross-checked another kid to the back of the head. So I digress. So we're hosting a tournament, and this team is in our tournament. And there's some parents that watched, and even some parents from the community that they're from are apologetic on how their kids behaved. And there's some rumors that they're like, well, maybe we should throw them out, because the last thing you want to do is have a big kerfuffle on a weekend where you're inviting teams from Regina and teams from other communities, and then they have to deal with a bunch of kids that are just looking to fight. What's the play here? Do you continue with it? Because they don't know that I'm probably about to call them. Like, all the coaches thinks we leave it as is. We just play, let the officials take care of it. But some parents are really wanting us to go a different direction, find a replacement team. So what do we do, Gary, that has no kid in the game? What would you do?
You're talking about not allowing this team to be in your tournament because of how they acted?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, I don't know. I'm going to pass this one to Coach One. Let's see what he says first. I don't want to jump into this.
Get a pass to Coach One. Well, what's the lesson you want to teach here? There's an opportunity to say, hey, in life, there's jerks, and you're going to have to deal with them and find a way to work with that. So if you kick them out, is this like another example of our kids not building resilience? The flip side is it that extreme? Is it that violent that there's actual physical danger? Like somebody's going to get seriously hurt?
I don't know. Yeah, that's the worry about that whole thing, right? A kid did break his arm in the game, but it was more incidental. It wasn't an intentional slew foot or anything like that, but that was actually legitimate. I don't think so, right? Like, I think it's just a little bit of stuff, but at the same time, any one of the plays that happened could have resulted in something worse, and that's even me seeing that, right? So
what's their coach's perspective?
Yeah, so that would be the other thing. That would be the guy I would call first, right? And I'd make a phone call and talk to him, not mid-game. But yeah, that would be one thing. Get his perspective on the situation. From what I heard from who he spoke to, which means nothing until I speak to him myself, but he might be blinded and just focusing on a few kids on the team when he doesn't realize that there's a few more on the team. So yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know how to handle it, and not to take over the show, but there is a coach on here. So I just wanted the opinion. I wanted your opinion though, Gary. I value your opinion on those things as well, because you don't have an opinion like a kid in hockey that would maybe deter your opinion a little bit.
See, I'm all about preventative measurements to make sure everyone's safe, but at the same time, there has to be enough of a line crossed that you move into said preventative measurements. So like I can see how this is a real conundrum for you, because you're right on that line right now. You've seen the way it can go, and you know that there's a chance it could happen, but you also understand that maybe next game it won't be as ridiculous or as crazy. I love the idea of talking to other coaches as well, and just saying, hey, listen, this is what we're talking about. This is what our people are thinking. What are your thoughts? And then even talk to the referees or to the league or to the tournament people that are involved with running it, and say, hey, listen, this is what's going to be going down. We have a bit of an issue with this team, so we'd like you to be on top of anything and do not let this get out of control. Give them like sort of an extra check mark saying, like, just if you see any little thing, just take them, penalize them, and if you see a bigger issue, just kick them out. End it early. Just end it all as early as you can. Let them know. Make an example of a couple guys and be on your way.
Right. Well, that's where the restriction. You still have to, it's a sanctioned tournament. So once you play under the rules of this the hockey or Saskatchewan minor hockey or the association or anything that you're playing under, you do have a little bit of window for how you're going to react to certain things with the tournament committee. So if something happened where they normally just get a single game, you can be like, if you get a game ejection, you're just done for the tournament. We don't want that back. So you can adjust that a little bit by the tournament. I don't know. The problem is maybe I was listening to a song this week, and it's by a guy named John Farnham, and he says, we're not going to live with violence, I believe.
In silence.
Silence. Oh, okay. That's the problem. I was thinking violence. And so I was like, we're not going to live with violence the whole week. We're not going to live with fear. And so then I was conflicted there. But if it's silence and they're not going to be fearful, that means you're going to raise your voice. You're going to go talk to the other coach, say, hey, this is our concern. We're not going to be scared to play you guys. But there will be repercussions if you continue to act that way. So that's a good. I don't know if you guys have heard this song before, but it's called "You're the Voice." Have you heard of this song?
John Farnham.
John Farnham, yeah, from Australia. Do you know him?
Absolutely,
AJ?
yeah, absolutely. That's. Can we ask Kurt Dahl? We, i.e., one of you two guys.
Yeah.
What's the go if we want to analyze a song on the show via YouTube?
Oh yeah.
I know there's IP and all that copyright, but there's a lot of YouTube shows that do this. And I think we're missing out on really sharing some better than Halloween treats, sharing some joy and some awesome songs here from Australia that probably haven't quite made it there to Canada yet.
There are
I'd love to be able to share some of them.
There are some legality issues with copyrights and all that. I know everybody who plays stuff, I think it's a real pick and choose type of situation. Like if you're a really big popular, channel or network or whatever you are, they'll get you a lot quicker. But I think eventually they come for everyone. It's kind of like the Terminator, Skynet rules. Like eventually they'll get you. So it might not shut you down today or tomorrow, but they'll say, oh, that video you posted 3 months ago, you did this, now you're shut down. Like they really, really like to come after you for that stuff.
I would disagree slightly on that though, Gary, because it's like we have on the network, we have a movie review show, and they're not necessarily going word for word. They're saying this is the movie, you all know the movie, and then you talk about it.
But they don't play any.
You could
But
post
they
a
don't
link
play
to a song and say
they don't play anything
What's
from
that?
the movie. They don't play anything from the movie.
true, but in a link you could maybe say, hey, this is the song we listened to.
Well, you could
Go
do that
listen
here.
to it, come back.
Yeah,
What's that?
you could do that right now if you want to.
Yeah, so that's what I think. I think there's ways to think this through where someone could go listen to the song and then we could go, this is what we're talking about, this particular song. Would say there's a fellow named Matt Cuthbertson that's known around these parts as well, and he put a little heart on Coach One wants this song redone, and another heart on let's bring this 1986 Aussie ballad into the 90s. So not quite all the way here, but his specialty is
Replaying
kind of that 90s sound, and I would love to see that song amped up a little bit. So not so much that what would that be, a soprano, like his voice, but a little bit more heavier would be fun.
I'm excited. I think Matt should go for it. Celine
Even just a
Dion
30-second clip.
version. Celine Dion has done a version. She's performed at her shows. So with her French accent, and then that was pretty good. But just The Voice by John Farnham, it is like the anthem here. Everybody would have grown up listening to it in the car, on the cassette in the 80s, for sure.
Man.
Coldplay is performed with John Farnham. So I'm not just like picking a little random hidden in the corner song here. This is one of the biggest, if not the biggest song to come out of Australia. Well, maybe after AC/DC. But yeah, if Matt Cuthbertson did that, that would be gold. Can we record it? Like, I want to hear it.
Oh yeah, we have the ability to lay it all
breakdown. I think that how AJ beautifully laid that all together, and wearing kind of a helmet like you are. I think that's just a very cool promo clip that could could be done. Very confusing too if someone didn't watch the show and you're just talking passionately about John Farnham in a helmet. That should be a clip right there. That's good.
I'm the clip guy.
You get an
so
eye for this stuff. Coach
I can
Papa
go.
too.
I can go in there and I can make sure we get that clip, fellas. Thank you so much for giving us a couple minutes each and every Wednesday. Happy Halloween to the both of you, and I wish you all the best. Say hello to the families, and we will talk to you again next week, ladies and gentlemen. It's the coaches. Tough crowd today. Whew. I thought it was fun. Really? Dang. All right. Nothing from the corner either? Yeah, that's fair. I get that. As we continue on your show, the Wednesday edition. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking things out. We always appreciate every one of you who joined this little party. And if you want to become a part of it, you can head on over to dufferinave.com. Right about there. Look at that. Dufferin.com. Let us help you with your business or organizations that need a little bit of an extra push. Help us make the world a better place. Visit Dufferin.com. Thank you very much, Vino. That was very good. Wednesdays are also where we celebrate around here, as the Three Hall Public House continues to crush it every Friday and Saturday. On the Friday, they got the Unplugged open mic from 6 to 9 p.m. Saturday, they got a full show for you also going on. And we have the honor and the pleasure to talk to these bands that come through and showcase them for you and give them an opportunity to talk about how cool it is to be a part of this amazing thing that we have going on with our friends at Bloom Entertainment, as well as Three Hall Public House. And we talked to this week's performer back on Friday, but this is our Three Hall time, so we will replay now for you our incredible visit that we had with our latest performer. Let's go ahead and take that one away there, Phenom. Ladies and gentlemen, his name is Fabian Minima.
That's right, you got it.
And the side swipe, yes. Love when the side swipe comes out. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm great, man.
It's great to see you.
What a pleasure to be here.
And this is, I'm going to start this off by saying you are probably one of the most beloved musicians in this city.
Oh, that's so nice to hear. That's
And
so nice.
the reason I say that, we're starting a new show, I think Sunday at 7 p.m. called Uncle Grandma's Story Time.
Yeah, yeah,
And Uncle Grandma is Graham Templeman.
yeah.
And I told him you were coming in today. He said, dude, and this is how he talks, he says, as you know, dude, that guy is one of the greatest dudes I have ever met.
that's so
He said, you're
sweet.
so talented and you're so kind to
Oh,
everybody. And he said,
how
the
nice.
world needs more of you. And I said,
Oh,
can I
that's
tell him that?
nice.
He said, of course you can tell him that.
That's so great. You
And
guys.
everyone I talk to, they say the same thing.
Should we just end it right here and I get out of here?
No, that's
Hey?
okay. Here, let's get this down. Get you in there a little more. Is that what you're trying to say?
That's
yeah.
awesome.
So he's like the mic guy. He's always
That's the
pushing
guy.
people on the mic.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just wanted to start with that.
Yeah, that's so nice. Thank you very much.
And well, hey, thank you for being a person that makes everything better.
Yeah, well, I'll try my
It's-
best.
It's very,
Try my
very.
best.
It's reassuring as the whole idea of this place when we first started was just to make the world a better place
Yeah.
and just to
Yeah.
be kind. And,
Yeah,
get all that
kindness
out
is
there.
a pretty nice thing to have.
Exactly.
A nice ability to do for people.
Yeah, and
you know.
to have somebody out there doing that,
Yeah.
like similarly minded, it makes me very
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah.
So, Three Hall, you are playing next weekend.
Yeah, next Saturday.
Next Saturday.
Yeah. November
And
2nd, right?
I believe. Yeah, we just talked about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you'll be in there, and every sort of band or musician that comes through, I basically want to say to them,
Yeah.
promote yourself. This is the stage,
Right.
this is the platform for you to promote
Yeah,
all the
of
stuff that
course.
you're doing and all that. And Kinger likes to send me the notes. And
Sure.
your notes were so good, so good. Like he'll send me like a whole bunch for all the different musicians. And then yours, like he just wants to come in and talk about the space and how cool it is and how important it is.
Yeah, it is really cool. Actually, when I first saw the videos coming up, I was a little bit taken aback because I thought I'm hearing a lot of room noise and it was a little bit muddled at first, and I thought I'm not sure if I'm going to like that place so much. But when I got there, it felt like we were in some New York studio loft style, after hours club. It was a really nice stage. The sound was dynamite. The service was great. I love that there's people sitting downstairs eating dinner.
Yeah.
We're all rocking and rolling upstairs, and they can just come up if they want.
That's
and
it.
if they don't want to have the music right in their face, they just stay downstairs and eat and relax. And the building's great. It's got a great vibe. And Corey and Saul and everyone involved have done such a great job.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited to be there on the 3rd again. I
Yeah,
can't
man.
wait.
It's we like to use the saying, bringing music back to Broadway.
Yeah.
And as a guy who spent a lot of time on Broadway
Yeah.
doing a lot of, well, both taking in and actually playing open mics back in the day.
Yeah.
In a very drunken haze,
Yeah,
mind you.
yeah.
But those are where all the parties would
Sure,
start.
yeah.
And that obviously went away when the world went wonky for
Yeah.
a bit. And now as we try to make our way back, I think we need music more than ever. And to know that this is a place where if you're someone my age, you can go there,
Yeah.
take a date there, go
Yeah.
have supper, enjoy this incredible
And it-
unplugged music.
It
and
feels good. Like it feels like it should feel.
Yeah.
Broadway should have music like that. And it's a lot of original stuff. And there's not a lot of places that you can plug in and play 20 original songs.
Absolutely.
A lot of bars like, well, you got to do some covers. And we do some covers, of course. But if I get an opportunity to play 2 45-minute sets of my own music,
Yeah.
I'm the happiest camper around. I can't
Love
wait to
that.
get started at it. So.
And now let's talk a little bit about open mics as a whole,
Yeah.
because every single musician, again, that comes through here, and I'm learning so much. I'm so grateful for this sort of connection with Bloom Entertainment and 3 Hall, because every single one of them says open mics are the most important thing to a musician
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
Like no matter where your skill level is,
Yeah.
or no matter what you're trying to chase or what you're trying to become,
Yeah.
it all starts with those open mics, with the connections and the reps and getting to know people, and just like a lot of them say that's how they bring their bands together is from open mics.
Usually you meet a lot of people at open mics, but it's really the space to get to overcome fear, to overcome and to build your confidence. If you can get into an open mic situation and you have to sit through 3 people, and either they're going to be really great or maybe they're not going to be so great, and you're going to think maybe I'm not as good or maybe I'm better, or when you finally just get up there and get going, that bit of time, even 3 songs, is experience that you'll carry through the rest of your life as you build your career up going onto stage and stuff.
Absolutely.
They're important for that first step. They're important to try new music out. I mean, I have lots of brand new songs that I go to an open mic and rip out 3 songs, and I'll sort of judge what people think. If I don't get much response, I'll be like, maybe I'll work on this song a little longer, you know. But they're very important, and I like that Saskatoon has so many, but I really like this one because it's really artist specific.
Yeah.
They really give you the front and center stage. They really want you to push your own thing and bring your own original music and stuff.
Yeah, and not only that, I saw this Friday is the all women
Yeah.
all
That's gonna
women
be a
night,
great
which is
show.
going to be wild.
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw
that'll
some of
be
the
great.
names on there. It looks
Yeah.
like a hell of a lineup.
Yeah.
And just to be able to do those sort of things, you know.
Yeah,
to-
they're very specific, these guys, and they have great ideas. Their plan is great. Their execution so far has been dynamite. Like it really is a lovely space. Really
Yeah.
great space.
I'm very, very excited for all that is to come with our friends at 3 Hall and, of course, Kinger and Saul with Bloom Entertainment. For these last couple minutes here, maybe use this as an opportunity to promote your music and all the stuff that you're doing. What do you got going on? Where can people find you? All that
boy.
stuff.
Well, no,
I know it's a lot.
Yeah, I play in a lot of different things. I play drums in some projects too. So I play in a Janis Joplin tribute band and all that stuff. But my real love is writing original music and crafting my own stuff. And I got to the point where it's not so much about writing hits. It's more about just writing what I think sounds good to me.
Yeah.
If I can please myself, then I should be able to please anyone listening. And this is where it's nice to have a room like the Bloom Room, as I've sort of dubbed it.
Nice. I like that.
Because it's
That's very
you can
catchy,
roll,
yeah.
You can roll in and just take your time, tell your stories. They're all music fans. I mean, obviously Corey and Saul both musicians, but Corey's such a music nut.
Yeah.
And he loves people and he loves organizing stuff and he loves getting events together. It's perfect for him. And he's a great host.
Yeah.
He's a great MC. And I like the space because it's going to be something for everyone if they want to hear original music or anyone that wants to come see me play original music. That's where I'll be.
do
And
it.
I would love it if people came and said, you know, I'm an original artist too, and how do I get started? Where do I go to play?
Share
you
the
know?
knowledge,
Yeah,
yeah.
share
Help each
whatever
other- lift
knowledge
each other
we
up.
have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they're very important. They're very important. I love it. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that again, and I appreciate you taking a couple minutes to stop by
My
and
pleasure, you guys.
say hello and check out the studios and all
Beautiful
that.
space.
And yeah, it's just like I was saying earlier. This has sort of been my life's work, my
Yeah.
dream.
Yeah.
You know, I always wanted to be in a space where nobody's telling you what to do
Yeah.
and how to do it.
Yeah.
Like if I sit here, like today, this show that we're doing right now had like 2 people on it, and then all of a sudden everyone's like, "Oh, I can make it here, I can make it there." And
Yeah.
now we have a full show,
Yeah.
and I don't have anyone breathing down my neck
Yeah.
like, "Where's this? What's that? What's
Yeah,
this?"
yeah.
And
It's
just to
great.
be able to be creative. That's
great.
it.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
to get the reps. That's why I love this live show so
Yeah.
much. Because as you know, you can't recreate live.
No,
There's a
it's
reason you make live records
Yeah.
because it's always something different. And
Yeah.
the live reps. What episode are we on here, LB? Well, I missed that. 139. 139. So this is the 139th
Wow.
episode we've done since April 5th.
Yeah, that's a lot of work.
And just the reps alone.
Yeah.
I can't watch the first 2 months worth of shows
Yeah,
because
yeah,
they're
yeah.
so garbage. But at the same time, I know that they're garbage, and I know that if I didn't go through that, I wouldn't be.
There are
here
growing
now.
pains with every
Exactly.
facet, even with veteran musicians. There's always going to be the issues where you might make a mistake, and how you react with that, and let it roll off your back. I mean, music is meant to be moved around and repainted. Songs are meant to be redesigned and stuff. You know, that's what they're there for.
Absolutely.
So, this is great. You guys have got a great thing going on here. I was very happy to be here. I'm glad to be invited.
I really appreciate it. I'm sure we'll get you back again.
Yeah, hopefully.
You can check them out next weekend, Saturday.
Saturday,
Did we say the
November 3rd. Second.
Second,
Yeah.
November 2nd at the 3 Hall Public House.
Yeah.
Fabian Minima, thank you so much, man. I really
Thanks, you guys.
appreciate it. You
Right
take
on.
care,
Yeah,
and
you too.
good luck on the stage. All
Thanks,
right,
man.
Perfect. And now this is the part that I was telling you about, where it's like sort of awkward because you just got.
So I just go?
You just got. Hey, give him a hand, you guys. It's Fabian, my man. Hey, absolute pleasure, brother. You take care.
Stop being so nice.
That's awesome. I did. So good. Again, thank you to Fabian as well. That all women open mic unplugged was absolutely fantastic. So thank you to our friends at Bloom Entertainment as well as 3 Hall Public House as this weekend. Fabian will be performing for you. And actually, we'll go back to that for a second because I got a guy now who I want to call up here before we call it a day, as he's been on numerous times. He's done so many things. You know him probably most from a little show called Stripped Down. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Curtis Anderson. There it is. This is why I was laughing. Look at this. And then I love doing the classic joke where you look and say, I thought we were going to dress up today.
Gary Nickel, let's do it.
Tell me about the cream. Where does it go?
Rises to the top. Macho's been sitting in the green room listening to Coach 1 and Coach 2 yammer, trade this guy, steal this base. He's bored. Let's talk Gary Nickel.
Fabian Minima performing this weekend. You were talking about how much you love that dude.
Love him, love him, love him. Been on the show, Gary Nickel,
Yes.
a number of times on Stripped Down Live.
That's right. And he's performing with Jillian, I believe, this weekend, right? Saturday?
Yep.
It's amazing. Very pumped for that. So something for you to look forward to with our friends over there. Are you staying in character the whole time? Because
Let's
Can you
go.
do that? Can you handle it?
I'll try. Gary Nickel, the thing about Macho Man is you always have to be in at 11. Sometimes he drops his voice down like this, but most of the time he's just yelling and it's hard because you're always sitting on these damn tassel things. And it's hot in here. Gary, let's go.
Why do you love Halloween so much?
Macho needs attention. And when you don't have any skill that the real world can see, you dress up on Halloween and you get that fix every day, October 31st. Gary Nickel!
What other costumes have you gone as for Halloween, Mr. Man?
We got someone very capable in the studio. From what I understand. Can you bring up some pictures? Let's see if this,
here we go. Hey, Breaking Bad.
My father looks like he looks like Bryan Cranston, so I said, let's go as Jesse and Walter White.
Dude,
That's pretty good, right?
that's incredible.
I dragged my poor father around
Was he
town all
pumped?
night. He had never seen the show. So we would go to the crowds, and the crowds would say, oh my God, it's Jesse and Walter White. Walter, give me I'm the one that knocks. And my father, who had never seen the show, would go, I am the one that knocks. And I was like, God damn it. You're embarrassing me. Watch the
It's a good show. I've watched it a couple times now. Very good show.
I'm getting upset, Gary.
Yeah, no, you stay calm. I know
Not a
what
good
happens.
memory.
I know
Do
what
another one.
happens when you get upset. We do not want that. Here we go.
Oh, I was Mumra. Shout out to Jessica Babick there. Yes, Mumra for Halloween. Arch nemesis of the Thundercats.
Dude.
Not the best picture, but
Hold on, pull that one
pretty
back up.
proud
there,
of
Figo.
that.
Hold on.
Yeah.
That's like my nightmares, man. Mama.
Right?
Watching Thundercats, I was always wondering why like the Thundercats were so like non-angry looking, and then Mumra was like this, like the epitome of bad guyism.
You
All
know
the
why
nightmares from
it's
that
your
dude.
nightmares, Gary? Because sometimes I go dressed like that and look in your window at
That's
night.
what it is. I knew it. So I was going to say I don't have a
Sweet.
window in my room, but the whole house is my room. So I guess I do
One
have a couple
day-
windows.
Keep shooting for them stars.
Very sweet.
You'll get out of the shed, Gary Nickel.
Hanging out with
Get
Macho
a real
Man
room.
Randy Savage here on your show, celebrating Halloween a little bit early, going over all of his greatest costumes. So far, we got Jesse Pinkman, along with his dad, dressing up as Walter White.
Yeah.
And we got Mumra from Thundercats fame. Where else are we going here? I'm excited.
Where are we going next? Oh, that's a blurry one. That was taken off a Razor flip phone 2007. There he is, the Shawn Michaels. He's the Heartbreak Kid. He is about 16 beers deep and can't quite execute that pose outside of the hose and hydrant, but he tried. He tried to do that pose, but you need some balance that the Heartbreak Kid did not have by
How-
1:30 in the morning. Gary Nickel.
How many cross chops did you give out that night?
Oh, so many. I had 2 words for everyone in the bar that night. Gary Nickel. And it wasn't Happy Halloween.
I don't know if you can see the tears or not, but I'm living a childhood dream here.
You want to
interviewing
talk?
the
You wanna-
machoest man
you
ever.
want to talk tears, Gary Nickel?
No, I don't know if I do
You
with
want
you,
to
sir.
talk tears? In 2010, I spent 3 months making this costume, and I could not wait. I was like, "This is my year. I'm gonna
costume
go to the bar, and I'm gonna take first prize."
Don't you dare tell me this
So
didn't
I
win.
go. Where's the popular bar that night in 2010? And it happened to be Whiskey Jack's.
We
So
love whiskey.
Macho Man rolls up to Whiskey Jack's, and it is costume time. Costume contest time! Macho Man makes the first round. He makes the second round. He's in the semifinals. He is just destroyed. Just 1, 2, 3. Jabroni after jabroni. Macho Man is in the finals, Gary Nickel. And who is Macho Man up against? Macho Man. Well, he's up against a young lady, Gary Nickel.
No.
A young lady who decided to wear a bra and a lederhosen that day and had her hair going this way and that way. And I said, "What are you?" And she says, "I think I'm a sexy who." And I'm so angry about this, my Macho Man voice is going. It's been 14 years, Gary. And I wouldn't say it's the last thought I have before I go to bed and the first thought I have when I wake up. But some days it is. So I looked at this girl who the good Lord had blessed with some very important features. And I thought, okay, men, are you going to vote for her who put 0 effort into the costume? Or are you going to give Macho the title? And
3 months. 3 months.
Let me tell you, Gary, the applause for that young lady was deafening! Macho Man got pinned. He got rolled up that night, Gary. He got rolled up. 1, 2, 3. I did not. It was $100 of Whiskey Jack's money, and for the first place and second place, I think Macho Man got a picture of OV or Red Dog. I can't remember.
Drank 3 tears.
Macho Man has only cried twice in his life, Gary. The first time, 1994, the Savage Crush Summit, when my best friend turned his back on me. Second time, when I lost to that girl.
What about when you asked...
Lady of the Night!
What about when you asked Miss Elizabeth to marry you?
She was no Miss Elizabeth. Miss Elizabeth, will you marry me?
I cried at that, man.
Oh, not a draw. Miss Elizabeth, she was not.
So hold on. You lost to a girl in lederhosen that was saying she was from Whoville?
Dr. Seuss
Oh.
rolled up the Macho Man that year.
That's
Never
brutal.
quite got over it. You know what I'm saying?
I couldn't tell. It's actually kind of surprising.
Not fair, Gary.
I agree. Do we have some other ones? Do we still have, is there more? Oh, riddle me this, riddle me that. Who's afraid of the big bad bat?
There he is. That was my own take on the Riddler because I couldn't find a skin-tight Riddler costume, so I found a green suit and spent a lot of time. What I remember about that, making that costume, was the glue that I used. It was very strong. And suddenly, 2 hours had gone by. I didn't remember gluing more than 2. But there it was.
The Riddler.
It was done. Riddle me this. How many brain cells did I lose that night with all that glue and the question marks and the sewing and
I bet you it was a lot.
It was a lot,
That's
Gary.
a tough one. What else we got? That was good.
Keep it going. Oh, the best there was, the best there is, the best there ever will be. It's
Yeah.
Bret the Hitman Hart. See, the thing about Macho Man is it gets really tough to do the voice, Gary.
You're-
It kind of goes into Sid territory if you're not careful. But I'm trying to keep it macho, man. But it's the suit. I'm always so excited to wear it, Gary. I'm happy it still fits, by the way. You put it on and immediately I'm like, oh yeah. Yes, it does not breathe. You sweat. It's uncomfortable. You suffer for your art, Gary Nickel.
My face hurts from smiling. This is unbelievable. How'd the hitman do? You hand out any sharpshooters that night?
So many sharpshooters.
Nice. Now, that would have been a neat trick if you like made a bunch of shots and then just had them on you and called them sharp shooters and then just handed them to people. They have a sharpshooter.
This man's thinking over here.
Try it.
Where were you in
Always try.
2009, Gary?
I don't know.
I needed you.
I have no idea, man. That's a great question.
It was fun being the hitman, but then I saw someone else who was dressed up as Shawn Michaels and he put me in the sharpshooter and I gave up in Canada.
Then you had to spit in someone else's face. The guy dressed up like Vince McMahon.
Great couple's costume.
That's very good. Is there
I
more?
would
How
be
many more do
my
you got?
wife. My wife was Vince McMahon that year. I just spit in her face the whole time. It's gonna be a great couple's costume, honey. You be Vince, I'll be Brett. Didn't happen.
Whew. I wasn't sure. Oh, here we go. Oh, Carrie.
Yep.
How did you go about
That was the next year where I thought I'll go as a hot girl and I'll win. Didn't win again.
Did you actually enter a contest with
Yes, back at Whiskey Jack's. It was gonna
Dang.
go. It was my comeback story.
the
Was that a retirement?
How far did you make it?
I made it to the semifinals.
Again? Did you lose out to another member of Whoville wearing a bra?
No, I think it was a sexy firefighter that year.
Okay.
But at least shout out to the firefighters.
Hey.
Right?
Our brothers in arms out there. Okay. We got more? How many more? Yeah, keep them coming. We got to get through all
Hey,
these. Oh, here
there
we
was
go.
a good couple costumes.
Axel. Hey, I hear Macho Man loves Axel.
Yeah, he likes the sweet child of mine. He likes the patience. Patience is not something Macho Man has a lot out of. That was a fun. We won as November Rain. That was
it.
pre-Phenom. Look at that.
Wow. Maybe
Yeah.
that was when the Phenom started to form.
Mmm.
I don't know. I think it's not
Now
gross
who's
unless you
making
say
it
gross.
awkward?
It's not
Let's
gross.
go back to the Vince and Bret Hart couple's costume again.
Hey, Phenom, how many more do we got? Perfect. Okay, well, let's go ahead and start the Frankie's Fingers.
Hey, wasn't there one with?
There is one more.
Oh,
There's one more. Yeah,
we
we got
saw
one more.
with the Phenom.
We got one.
There's a little put there.
See,
Oh,
Look at him.
look at that little.
What's he
dog.
dressed up as, the baby Phenom?
He was a ghost. Phenom, even at that age, lived in a world of science and facts and not a big fan of make-believe. So I think that was for the third year in a row he wanted to be a ghost. Macho Man has cried 3 times. The third time was when his son refused to participate in Halloween with a new costume. But it's okay because
that's
he
so
made
good.
one hell of a ghost.
Man, that Joker was good, too.
Yep.
Very well
there he
done.
is.
Unbelievable.
Everybody was Joker, but I thought I'm gonna be Nurse Joker.
Hey, you even had the lady
know,
once again. That was
I
good.
can't say I'm really impressed with my Macho Man today because it's the first 30 seconds are really good, and then it gets a little tough to keep
Dude,
going.
you've been in character the entire way, going through a bunch of other characters that you also were. So that's like an extra.
I
That's
could
a
have
lot.
tried to do my Bret Hart again. Thank you for still letting me be your hero. But last time everyone got mad at me. And Shawn Michaels like, okay, Jack, I
That's
got
good.
news for you. Jack, what's up with Gary Nickel and Halloween? What is going on tomorrow on I was going to be the Crow.
Yeah, I
Because
was
it is
excited for that one.
it is Devil's Night, Gary.
That's what you were saying.
Because the Crow is all about Devil's Night the night before Halloween, and I was gonna wear my Crow costume today, but it is gone.
Forever.
It's not in my closet.
You
It's
lost?
gone and is not coming back, which is the exact opposite of the premise of the Crow, Gary.
I actually had some Crow-esque questions for you too.
Shoot!
You want to? Is that like shoot? Like tell them to you, or shoot? That sucks that you didn't dress
No,
up.
like shoot out, like go into business for yourself on me. Roll me up.
Roll you up.
Okay. Ask.
How did you actually die?
Crow?
Yeah.
Have you not seen the movie, Gary? Have
Well, no,
you
sorry,
not
that-
seen
sorry.
1994's Crow? You're asking how
The
Randy
actor.
Savage died.
No, the
Which-
actor Brandon Lee.
He got shot, Gary.
Was it a prop gun?
He got, well, obviously not if he got shot. It was
You know, 'cause-
probably a real gun, Gary.
This is what I'm saying. Like, how does that happen?
It got mixed up on set.
And that hasn't been a conspiracy. Like, people, that's like full on confirmed. It was just a big whoopsie.
It was a pretty big whoopsie. There's an interview he did a few weeks before on like the
This is what I'm getting at.
VHS
This
tape.
is what I'm getting at.
And he's talking about how like I could die tomorrow, and it's really freaky, Gary.
Yeah,
It's
that's
really
what I'm saying.
freaky.
I was gonna get into
How
that
am
with
I?
you.
Who is the macho man on here talking movies? Where's those other little tykes that tell you they like it, they don't like it? They're on here. They're talking about Forrest Gump. They're talking about other classic movies. They're saying, go see it, don't see it. I can't keep up, Gary. It's too much information. I'm sweating so much up here, Gary.
Man, you know, I'm happy you didn't find the crow because this has been incredible.
Very happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, buddy. Like you got me sweating here.
We're gonna do it in 1, 2, 3. Let's get that piano going. Let's
There
get
you
the
go.
piano going.
Keep playing.
Sounds like mankind's theme music, and he used to come out to the piano. I know why I'm here. You know why I'm here. You tell the people what's going on, Gary Nickel.
To everybody who came out today, Coach 1, Coach 2, as well as our good buddy Fabian, who absolutely crushed like he always does. By the way, this weekend he'll be playing with Jillian at the 3 Hall Public House. Unplugged open mic night going on the Friday, and then they will be playing on Saturday. And to this guy, the best. Hey, karma's very real. Do good things. They'll start happening to you. We'll talk to you tomorrow.